All right, guys. It's Vikram Raya with another episode of Limitless MD, how to get freedom, wealth, and human optimization. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about how to get your parents healthy. Because I know a lot of you are like me. We are in sort of the sandwich generation. We have, you know, kids between the ages, young kids, tweens, teenagers, eventually, or even kids in perhaps in college, but you also have the other generation above you. You have your parents, your uncles, your aunts, and a little bit of the older generation. And so, we're busy. We're trying to live our lives. We're trying to be good parents, and we're trying to support, our elders and our seniors. So let me give a shout out to all the parents out there who really helped us achieve our goals and have sort of set us up for success in our life. Thank you for what you've given us. Sometimes we forget that we're only here because we've stand on the shoulders of giants, and whether that's your coaches, your mentors, your other attendings, your doctors, people who you look up to, as well as your parents. And so if they're still living, reach out, call them, hug them, kiss them, send them your love and appreciation. If they've passed, then say a prayer for them. But it's super important to honor them and see what we can do. We're all physicians, we're all in the medical field. What can we do to help our own family stay healthy? And so I want to give you a couple of strategies and things that I've done to ensure people around me are going to live as long as possible, as healthy as possible, and as joyous as possible. So let's get into it. What if you could reclaim hours of free time each week, create legacy building wealth, and devote more energy to your passion projects without giving up on your career as a life-saving MD? My name is Vikram Raya, functional cardiologist, high performance coach, and real estate expert. And I'm here to give you the tools, strategies, and solutions you need to transform your life so you can unlock your limitless potential and achieve greatness, all the while freeing up your precious time. Welcome to Limitless MD. Let's dive in. Number one is nutrition. So, I've put numerous family members on something called Prolon, Prolon. Prolon is essentially a fasting mimicking effective diet. Dr. Walter Longo from USC, University of Southern California, created this program. It's a 5-day food program, but essentially get your body into a fasting state while you're still eating food. And so he's created this program. It's dummy proof, it's foolproof, it's validated by a lot of journals and science. And essentially it's, if Apple, the phone company, the computer company created a food program, it would look like this: very sleek, very modern, very minimalistic, and it's easy to follow. So essentially you order this food program, food package, on the website. There should be links in the show notes below for the Prolon. But essentially they get this box that comes in the mail, they open it up, and there's day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I usually recommend starting on a Monday, finishing on a Friday. And what happens is it's vegan, vegetarian food prepared by Italian chefs. However, it's like, just sealed and ready to go. It's olives, it's soups, it's kale crackers. There's some algae oil. There's a lot of assorted herbal teas and a ton of water. And the goal is to eat about 1,100 calories day 1, and you have about only 800 calories day 2 through 5. And what happens is you go through transformation in your body. You go through, you sort of go from intermittent fasting to autophagy, which is essentially killing old cells, debris in your body, and sort of emptying the trash out, recycling, and sort of cleansing. And then you start stimulating day 4, day 5, stem cells and rejuvenation. And this is all natural. This is what your body's already doing. And the interesting about what their protocol is, because you can do this on your own, but the protocol or the food that they're giving is somehow it tricks or convinces your body that you're still fasting, even though you're actually ingesting food, which is great. And obviously check with your doctors, check with whoever you need to check with. But, over 100,000 people all over the country have done this, all over the world, actually. People like Oprah, Tyler Perry, a lot of celebrities have done this. Many physicians have done this. And in fact, they're starting to look into this program or variations of this program for cancer patients, for people with metabolic, issues such as diabetes, hypertension. cholesterol issues. They're looking at this same protocol in autoimmune patients. And so there's a lot of research to back this up, but it's essentially food, right? You're just reducing how much food, and you're taking this over 5 days. And so it really can't mess up because all the food's there. You don't need to eat anything outside of what's in the box. And it's a great jump start. And a lot of people are doing it just for longevity. Hey, you want to stimulate, sort of, you want to go through a fasting cycle every couple of, maybe once or twice a year. This may be something good for longevity purposes as well. So consider that as one option. So that's called Prolon. The second thing I do is, some kind of exercise program that is monitored and there's accountability. So a lot of times, I've actually paid for some of my family members to have coaching, like a trainer or a coach or someone coming to home and a fitness expert putting them through routines. And what I notice is, usually it's the resistance is, hey, it costs so much. Oh, I don't have the time. Oh, I'm too old. I can get hurt. A lot of that is things you can overcome. So, if you have the capability and the means and the financial wherewithal, do it. Do it as a gift of life to your parents or to someone you care about. And I've done this for my father-in-law. I've done this for my father. I've done this for my mother. And it's amazing because they're just they're spry, they're energetic, they're fit, and eventually it's becoming who they are, where, maybe it takes about 66 days for your body to do what I call automaticity. Automaticity means it's easier to do the habit than to not to. So once you introduce this, there's resistance, there's a lot of like what ifs, there's challenges, there's obstacles, but over time, the joy and the health benefits and the sort of the endorphin rush of working out stays with them, and they actually like the feeling, and they start looking, feeling, and acting younger. And pretty soon they want to do it. They're looking forward to it. They have a bond or relationship with the trainer, perhaps, and they have accountability. It's professional, and they're starting to see their body change, which is very remarkable. And so I don't care what age, my parents are in their, 60s and 70s. I have people doing this in their 80s. So there's no limit to what's possible. And if they have some kind of medical issue, it's not about, hey, I can't work out. It's, hey, how do I work around that issue? If they have any kind of thing, it's, modify, not stop. And so it's been one of the things that it's my best ROI on one of my, in terms of investments in people. And it's amazing. And eventually they'll want to pay for themselves, even if you decide to back off. They're like, oh no, this is something as part of my routine. And a lot of people in their later years when they're retired, they need something to sort of structure their day. And workouts are a great example of that. So these are two things that are remarkable. And I would say the third thing is some kind of gratitude work, meditation, mindfulness routines. And so there's guided meditations out there. I recommend the 6-phase meditation technique, which is on YouTube. You can just Google YouTube, and this thing called the 6-phase meditation technique pops up. It's by Vishen Lakhiani, founder of a self-development app called Mind Valley, which is remarkable. And it just walks you through, gratitude, visualization, forgiveness, love and connection. And it's a nice little protocol. NBA players do this, executives, parents, everyone, a lot of people around the world use this specific guided meditation routine. So another powerful one. And if I had to add to that, I would say if you want to go scientific and gamify the whole situation, there's something called Muse, the Muse headband. And this is simply sort of not a commercial, but it's more of a personal use single lead EEG, which is what they use in neurology offices, and it fits around your forehead, and it detects brain waves. And when you go into more of the deep, alpha, theta, delta waves, it detects that, and it senses your calm. And so what happens is you put this device on, you put some headphones in, and you start the program app on your phone, and if you're calm, you hear birds chirping, which is amazing. It's you want to hear that. It sounds beautiful. And then when you're not focused, or you're losing focus, or your thoughts, and you're having so many, stampeding, circulating thoughts, you hear like wind and other chaotic weather patterns in the background. And so while you're actually in person live meditating, you're getting, minute to minute biofeedback on whether you're on point or off point. And this trains your brain to sort of stay in the moment, to stay present, to stay mindful, to drop into those more relaxed states of thinking. And eventually you score points and things like that. So it gamifies the whole thing. So big three things I talked about today: nutrition, fitness, and uncovering a mindful state, a meditative state. Those are really powerful. And if I had to throw in a fourth bonus, it's something called breathing techniques. In Indian and Vedic cultures, it's pranayama breathing. In some of the biohacking fields, it's called, Wim Hof breathing. But some sort of breath work can be really powerful as well. So consider that. And when I was training to climb Mount Kilimanjaro, I did Wim Hof breathing. So you can YouTube Wim Hof breathing. There's a whole guided breathwork strategy there, and something to consider. So guys, I hope you pour into the people that have gotten you where you are, which is your parents and your mentors and your guides and your teachers and your relatives. Give them the gift of health and life and vitality by giving these strategies or helping them get on these strategies. These are very simple, inexpensive, and can really transform their later years of life. And until next time, guys, be phenomenal. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Limitless MD. If you found value from this episode, I encourage you to share this episode with a friend and let me know by leaving a review. For more information, make sure you check out the links in the show notes below or simply visit vikramraya.com. So until next time, my friends, be phenomenal.